Hello guys, this is Oba FX Trading Academy. Welcome once again to my YouTube channel. So as a continuation of our top-down analysis series, um, today we'll be looking at GBPJPY. GBPJPY stands for the Great British Pounds against the Japanese yen. So as you all know, what we do here is pure price action. We use pure price action strategy to analyze the market and try to predict what the probability of something happening next in the market. So the last video we looked at GBP USD, and for those of us that haven't seen that video, you can check it out while you are here, as it is playing out nicely as we had predicted. So without wasting much time, GBP US JPY. So what has it been doing all this while? Now just like I said, we do top-down analysis. Top-down analysis simply means we start from the higher time frame and then we walk down to the lower time frame while looking at the market. So we're starting analysis from the monthly time frame, and just merely looking at the candles that we have here, we can say that merely looking at the market, that GBP/JPY was making higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows. In other words, it had been a bull's market for a long time, except that currently the markets went into a range. Now, what do I mean? This boxed part of the market shows candlesticks that have been moving in a horizontal direction. Now, each candlestick here stands for 1 month. So it means that for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So for a whole year, GBPJPY hasn't been able to make a new, has not been able to make a new high. In other words, this high had not been taken out. Neither has it been able to make what? A new low. So if I'm to place this here and this here, that would clearly tell us that this market has been ranging for a whole year. So having that in mind, we can now go towards the next lower time frame, which is the weekly time frame. Now, the weekly time frame helps us to see this more clearly. So if I'm to take this box out, I can now map out my support zone of the range, my resistance zone of the range, and then what? My support zone of the range. So like we all know, a ranging market is a market moving horizontally between a support and what? A resistance. So this qualifies as a ranging market going by that simple definition. So the market moved up to this resistance zone, came back down towards the support zone, back to the resistance zone, down to the support, tried to move back to the resistance zone but came back down, and currently at what? The resistance zone. However, a very, very interesting thing about it moving back to the support zone this time is the momentum of the bearish candles. So unlike in cases where we have um, a lot of bearish candles and then bullish candles, but here we have a whole lot of green candles, which means in my own head I might be thinking that maybe it's probably time for the bears, for the bulls to take out this resistance and GBPJPY to break free and continue upwards. But however, we just can't predict the markets that way. So what do I do next would be to, what I'll do next would be to go to the daily time frame to see how how the marketers to GBPJPY at this resistance zone. So what will I do? What will be my take of those markets? Will I say because it has been going up, if I impute a trend line here and just continue to look for buys, that would not be a wise decision. That's because it is expected that in a ranging market, you sell from the resistance and then you buy from the support. So my bias now would be to look for sales. So there are two things that could possibly happen. Either the buyers take out this resistance. So it's either we have something like this, buyers take out this resistance, wait for a retest, then we can now confidently look for buys, now knowing that the market is ready to continue upwards to make a new high. Or we look for, or we look at the kind of candlesticks that will present themselves in this resistance zone, because as we can already see, there's a big bullish bearish rejection candle at this resistance zone already, which is this red candle. But we can see that buyers are trying to come back and fight for their place in this resistance zone. So if I'm to zoom this out, we can see the sort of candle that we have here, that sellers are already trying to take over this market to push it down. So what will I do? The best way to sell this market would be if this trend line, if sellers are able to push price to break through this trend line and there's a retest, then we'll know that we're going to be having a very, very long sell down to the support zone again. So the market is currently in a very, very dicey situation and a strong key zone, in the sense that for the past 1 year, this resistance zone has held. So the question would now be, will buyers be able to break above the zone and continue upwards, or will sellers push the price back down? To take a decision, I would say if you look at what sellers will be doing at this zone. If we have more bearish candles presenting themselves in this zone, and then we'll go to maybe the H4 time frame. Now we can see that sellers pushed price down, and suddenly buyers came back into the market with this H4 bullish engulfing candle. So if I'm to take any decision in this market, like I said, because I swing trade a lot, I'd have to wait to see if this resistance zone be broken, retested, and the price continues upwards, or this trend line here, it's taken out, retested, and then price continues in the downwards direction. So I wouldn't want to stretch this video much more than this. This is what I think would be happening or could happen in this market. For those that trade in the much lower time frame, I understand there are people that start trading from that take their structures from the H1 time frame. I personally do not do that. I understand there are people that scalp the market, but for my top-down analysis, we start from the monthly time frame and then we look for entries in the H1 or H4 time frame. So this is my outlook, and just to summarize that GBPJPY is currently in a ranging market, and in the range, we've just seen that price has just got into the resistance zone, which has held for about 12 months now, and that's a very long time, which makes it a very, very strong zone. And I'm saying that in order to attack this market, I'll wait for either the resistance zone to be taken out by buyers, and I'll wait for a retest, patiently wait for a retest, and then stack buy trades, or I wait for this bounding trend line to be taken out, then I'll know that sellers are ready to push price back down to the support zone. So that's my simple analysis and simple outlook for GBP JPY using pure price action strategy. As you can see, my chart is very clean. You don't have a lot of indicators everywhere. So if you're coming by this channel for the very first time, I'd like you to please quickly hit the subscribe button, as we constantly drop, or as we frequently drop videos of top-down analysis for different financial markets pairs, like even the crypto and derivative synthetic indices. Also, we're open for mentorship if you want to scale your analytical skill of the market, or you will also do account management. If you want any of this, you can reach out via my contacts on the bio, via my WhatsApp contacts on my bio. So thanks for your time, and you can always look out for more videos like this, and cheers.